It always makes me so freaking surprised that the way people look at money, their opinion or view, or as one person who, what's his name, T. Harv Eker says, like their money blueprint. People kind of, this is a, obviously not everyone, right? But I swear I come across a lot of people that have this like idea that they have both sides of the spectrum, but they don't do anything about it. Like they hate money because money means power, but they don't take any time or effort to learn about money and the rules of money, the principles of money, and therefore they don't know how to gain that power. So they're just gonna be like ignore it or be mad at it and just continue to rack up credit card debt, right? It's crazy. Like the average lifestyle is to spend just a little bit more than you earn until you are just like desperate and dying, right? Average credit card debt, average student loan debt, things like that are just outrageously high. Like 40,000 in credit card debt. Like how could you like that's insane. How did you get there? What are you doing? Right? So like the simple things, like I remember being a kid, like a young kid, we had a farm, and when I was 6 years old, I would go help my brother and my mom move the sprinkler pipes on the farm. And my dad would pay me $2.50 a day, and I would just stash that money. And from a young age, I always had this opinion of like money gives me like flexibility. Like I don't have to wait for Christmas to get some cool toy, at a young age. But then even like in middle school, I got super into the stock market. My grandpa, he only had three grandchildren. He gave us each a little bit of stock in a bank. I must have been 8 or 9 at the time. But by the time I was like middle school aged, it had increased several times. And I was just like blown away that you can like just purchase stock and then it will continue to make you more money. And that blew my mind. And so I started like asking for stock for Christmas and stuff like that. I just dove into finances. I read books. I tried things. I invested. I tried different investment strategies. I won some, I lost some, but I figured out certain strategies that work consistently and they're not hard. And so that gives me a second income. So I've always had, a typical job. Well, I wouldn't say that typical. I've worked from home for several years now, but I've had, my main source of income as a job that I go to work and clock in and into, right? But then I've always had a second source of income through investing. Like you can get stocks that pay dividends. So you can get like a monthly payment, just like you were a property owner or whatever. You can invest in a real estate company on, the stock market, and they'll pay you 6% dividends monthly. And so you don't even have to worry about the headaches of owning a property. You can still be a property owner in a sense, right? And get your monthly payments that way. The more money you invest, the larger your monthly income. All right. Second income, you don't have to do anything to get it, really. And then I've built websites, and I've done YouTube videos and various things to try and make more money online. And I got a third source of income, right? And I've started businesses, like real actual businesses, and made money that way and stuff. So it's like if you just rely on one poor source of income and then don't turn that income into more, you're always just going to be kind of mediocre or broke. But if you take the income you have, you don't even have to make a great, like some unusually large income. You just take a piece of that and invest it into another income and another one, you'll eventually be making like way more than average money, which gives you freedom. So you need to learn the principles of money. Like when you invest a dollar, it works for you as if it's an employee, continues to make you more money. And as it makes more money, those dollars also start making you money. And so you just have this cycle of just, money making you more money. And it's almost like having employees that you don't have to pay, you don't have to teach, talk to, work for, insure, nothing. They just make you money. As long as stocks are running, right? Like as long as these big, large companies are going, you make money. So you need to start to learn to do those types of things. Most people spend their money on coffee in the morning, Coke at noon, and beer at night. Like, what a waste of your money. You basically dissolved many of the options you had in life into coffee, Coke, and beer, which I'm sorry, like, to tell you, but it's a piss poor way to spend your money. In fact, let's just like kind of calculate it, right? If you spent, I don't know how much these things cost for sure, but like, isn't coffee like $4 to get like a Starbucks coffee? $4. Say, what, $1.80 or something for a Coke, whatever it is, $2 on Coke. And then I think alcohol is pretty expensive. I wouldn't know, but isn't it like six? You might spend what, a few bucks to several dollars in an evening on drinks, right? So let's say you spend like $12 a day. If you add that up, like, you're talking like $4,000 a year or more. $4,000 a year invested at 10% over 30 years. You're talking about like $750,000 that you blew on coffee, Coke, and beer. Like an entire beautiful giant house that you lost in coffee. So I hope you really enjoy your coffee if you're going to continue to do it. Right? Like, same thing with multiple other things. Those are just some examples that I see people out there sucking down their money. Like, don't talk to me, I got to get my coffee. Like, just suck down your money. You lose your beautiful home or retirement to that, which to me doesn't seem worth it. Money is leverage, it's freedom, it's flexibility. You get to choose what you want to do if you have money stashed away. In fact, I've talked about this many times. I had a pretty dang good high-paying job, like high-paying for me, like in my history, but I had a good job, paying me good money, but the culture sucked. Like, I hated it. The managers were blamey, finger-pointy, they just sucked. And so I didn't stay very long. I stayed with like 6 months, and I was like, I'm out of here. This is dumb. And so I quit. I didn't really have a good plan in place, but I didn't need a good plan. I had enough money, I had security, I had skills, I had connections. I didn't need that paycheck for constantly. I could handle some time without it. So I just quit, and I started a business. And I actually didn't get paid again. I quit in December before Christmas. I started my business in January. I didn't get paid until July, the end of July, and I was fine. I was all good because I had been financially responsible with my money. Now, I say these things like I've never made like this huge income. It's either been average or barely above average, and I've been just slightly smarter with my money than most people. I'm not even some freak, right? I don't like go gazelle intense, as Dave Ramsey says, or I've never leveraged big debt into more income, as Robert Kiyosaki says. But I understand the principles, and I've stayed fairly close to them, which has given me a lot of freedom. So change the way you think about money. Change the way you're using your money to give yourself freedom and options. Anyway, love you.